Alright, we are live here with the Formula Micros. It looks like everything is working well. So that being said, the yellow flag is going to go out. We're going to be doing one pace lap. The order doesn't matter too much. We're just going to go through here. Shuffle, you might want to turn, yeah. There's a lot of lag, and I think Garrett's explained why. We'll have to figure that one out. If that's the case, we'll have to fix by the next race. It's gonna be a bitch to fix. The lag seemingly does fix itself a little bit, which is a good sign. We got, I believe, 7 cars entered. 8 cars currently on the track, including the pace car. We're gonna have our 5-minute qualifying session in just a little bit. Here we are making our way through the carousel. Alright, Jake, if you start increasing pace, you guys maintain 60 miles an hour. Just so Jake gets out of the way. We have Shive taking over the 27 machine. So watch the lights. Green flag. Timer will start as soon as one of you guys crosses the start-finish line. Make sure it works. Remember, we do pack lead rules, although I'm sure you guys are all familiar with that one. As there's Shy crossing the finish line. That's going to put us with our 5 minutes. Now we see a pack developing. So we got Shy operating Jake's 27 machine. Another car in a mixture, a new livery, Eris Meta with a 45. Representing the bus company as a part of her country. The patriotic march to tell by her wear. But anyways, focus on what's going up on the front though, is that here is Shy under the attack. We're gonna clear the board. Actually, there's no board to clear, so we're good on that. We're gonna make our way down into the carousel. Shive is gonna scrub the top of the wall. That's not gonna help him. Loses a lot of speed. Not the worst exit though. Meaning I think it was just Jacko having a worse exit than him. We gotta make our way down to the final turn. There is Jacko with the run. May go top of the board. As here is your first lap. It's now coming in. Jacko PC making its way across the front straightaway as we have about a little bit under 2 minutes left. Jacko PC taking the top time. It's a 1:16 or 1:15.719. Second place Shy. Shuffle going to take over the third place spot. Harrison fourth. We got 2 untimed cars. Medial and Blue Sonic Gen. Now, again, a very good reminder to you guys. It is just as important in this short qualifying session to get a lap in as it is to get pole. So, might be some advice there for Blue. I know Blue is a very good driver, a champion back in 2020. He knows what he's doing, very much so. As we saw, he had a purple sector. There's going to be a big smack to the wall for Shive. It's going to cost a lot of speed. Blue Sonic Gen side by side. With Jacko PC now down the back straight into the hairpin. Neither of their sectors are green. The only person with anything that is green is Blue Sonic Gen, so we will be seeing him crossing with a valid lap time. I think as far as it goes, I don't think he had any cuts. And we're about halfway done, by the way, with our qualifying session. Of course, with pack lead rules, we could see things change. It all depends on if our leader joins in time. I'm not sure who this 8-year-old person is. I have a couple spectators in the stands. Blue Sonic Gen, quick time, a 1:14.790 set by the 57 machine. We're making our way down the hill. Arisnetta, she's got here without any practice. A lot of rubber banding going on. Again, I think that might be because of the air filters, which were off the outdated high try design. We got a more optimized design as there's Shy nearly going off the track. If we could take this one serious, Shy, that's a serious question. Would be appreciated. Here we are now making our way into the back straight. Shy just there's not, I thought it was. Jack Rupp PC, however, meanwhile, with the purple sector 2, may be able to take pole position away if things go correctly. We're going to be closing in. We may or may not have one more lap to go. We'll see. We're closing in. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight there for position. We may or may not have one extra lap. We'll be watching that board carefully. So we're not 100% sure. You may see the white flag fly. You may not. All depends on how things go this lap. Arizona starting to collect up that gap. She's starting to ride the back of the field of this podium. Make a way. Man, that rubber banding is really harsh. Purple sector 1 for Blue Sonic Gen. Jack Rupp PC. Blue Gen goes around hard into the barrier. That's going to cost him on this qualifying session. I'm really not sure what happened there, but he has spun out very hard. So that nullifies his time, although as of now, still holding off pole position from two very feisty other cars. We may or may not have an extra lap. We'll see. We only have 15 seconds left in this session. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going to watch this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got one extra lap. We got one extra lap. So one extra lap it is. Barely crossing, just with a second to spare. And still the rubber banding issue definitely raging on. It looks like from my end it's okay. So I'm really not sure what's causing it, other than cars being optimized, but it doesn't make sense because they're still not that high try. You have less tries in the rod spots, which are running well, and they're running good again, so I'm not sure what happened there. But we are running with the final lap. No major movements here. We're gonna wait down a green sector 2 for Blue Sonic Gen. We make our way one final time around the final turn on this qualifying session. We're gonna do a cooldown here once we're done, just to get everything settled out, please. As we make our way down the front straight, the checkered flag is going to wave. Let's see if the positions are going to change. Shy in pole position. I think he got a last lap. And no major improvements there. So going to move Jack Rupp into 4th place. So once you guys cross the line, you guys are done. I think we're waiting on 2 more. There we are. So if you guys could pull into the pit lane now. Jake is going to take up one spot to make up the field. So Jake will count himself as a DNS. We are going to clear out a lot of cars. That should help a little bit with the rubber banding situation. Of course, rubber banding being when the cars just jump around. We're not seeing anything currently, but we did see it for a couple moments earlier, so something definitely missed. If you guys could please start lining up in order, I will move the pace car into the front of the pit lane. Again, that's going to be, order is going to be Shive in first place. He'll take, I think this is one of the first poles he's set in a very long time. Blue Sonic Gen in second place. Third is Eris Netta. Fourth place, Jack Rupp PC. Fifth place is going to be Shuffle. And after Shuffle will be Omedio to make up the rear. So if we can get in order, it would be greatly appreciated. Emilio, you're gonna be in the back of the field. Uh-oh. 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 Emilio, you will be in the back of the field. I'm gonna start clearing out the extra cars now, which should hopefully do a number on the lag situation. So, we're gonna be making sure there's no extra cars that are out there taking up space on this track, because they do cause a lot of lag. It'll make the situation better for everyone. So, fortunately, at this point, if you've not been here and set laps and qualifying, that's probably going to be it for you. But there's nobody that's in game, so that shouldn't be a problem for anyone. We have the cars now all deleted. We need Emilio to the back. We are not going to do an anthem. This is for reasons. The primary reason being because we don't have a good version of one. Unless you guys want to hear the Imperial Russian anthem, I don't think anyone wants to hear that. Fine. Turn your engines off. Who's in this car? Oh, it's Jake. Guys, might turn the game up too. Alright. If you guys could face the flag over there, off on the front stretch, we'll be playing the Imperial Russian anthem. So, which is sure. Drivers, start your engines. We will start the race once everyone is to their cars. Please make sure you're starting your car. No silly business, please. We will have a cut limit today of 15 cuts. We will of course have our cuts being on the asphalt. Please do not extend on straights, specifically on the front stretch. Your first time doing that will be warning. The second time will be a drive-through. Well, actually, will be a 5-second penalty. So don't be the guy that does that. Please just try to stay on the racing surface. All right. Everyone is in their cars. I'm gonna do two. Oh wait, 1 second. Alright, again, cut limit is 15. We're going to clear the board. Going to go out to your lineup. In the back is Omedial. Shuffle going to make up in the 5th place spot. 4th place taken up by Jack Pro PC in the 66/99. Nice 69. 45 driven by Eris Nutta in a brand new livery. Taking up 3rd place. 2nd place in preliminary position. The 57 operated by Blue Sonic Gen. 27 normally operated by T7 Jake being taken over by Shy for the race. And our pace car driver is, of course, T7 Jake himself. Yellow flag. Go in the car ahead of you goes. Go in the car ahead of you go. Omedial, you're in the back. Stay in the back. You don't even need to do that, dude. You are in the back. Stay in the back. You got the easiest job. Alright. Please stay behind the car that's ahead of you. Please do not tire weave. Just try to make up a lot of space between each other until we get to the point that matters, which will be on the straight. So please try to make space up, guys, between your positions. And when it comes to the uphills, you guys are just going to accelerate, but please make space, guys. Top 4, space out. Shuffle, you're fine where you are. We just need you guys to give each other some space for lag purposes. Eris Nut, if you can move up a tiny bit. Okay. Just try to maintain this if you can. We are looking pretty good. Reminder that you should not be passing until you cross the start-finish line. If you want a smaller chance of being called for a jump start, it helps to be more spread out. That's just what I have to say about that. Yeah, we're still too close there, I think. I mean, it's not bad for like that when it comes to starting, that's fine, but I'm just kind of concerned about any lag spikes because there is quite a bit of it. So, Jake, if you could accelerate up here, and guys, just try to build like a couple car lengths behind the car ahead of you. At least until we reach it next lap. So, just accelerate up the hill. Just accelerate up the hill. If you guys stop, you are going to have a really tough time getting back up there. You just merge back to your positions. So, just try to be spread out. Omedial, you're in the back. You don't need to be up behind anyone at all. Again, I need you guys to spread out a little bit there. Just be like a couple car lengths behind the car ahead of you, just so that we're all good. And we don't have to have this issue. We could obviously get closer once we're going up the hill the next time by. Which is kind of I would like for you guys to do this so that lag, like we're seeing right now, is not as big of a problem. So. So just try to pace a little bit spread out, please. We're doing good for the most part. We're a little bit close up there to the front. Want you guys to be about like 3 or 4 car lengths from each other, like this. Yeah. I don't know, but it could get closer once we're at the once we're starting, but I just need you guys to be spread. Rubber banding is noticeable. It's not that bad, but I can tell who's who, where positions we're in, but about as close as I wanted to get. Also, please don't start with your rev limiter on. Alright, Jake, start going up. Guys, just spread out a little bit here. Let the car ahead of you accelerate before you accelerate. Just try to spread out until we get up above the hill. Jake, try to get out of here. Pull her in. Okay, we're gonna go 60 miles an hour once we're at the top of the hill. Watch the lights. Don't pass car ahead of you until you cross the start finish line. Green flag. Allow to pass Blue. Allow to pass Jack, but Shuffle, please give up time. Okay, that's a jump for Shuffle. You pass 3 cars, clear. Bit of an iffy start, but that's okay. We'll run it how it is. Things are kind of recuperating, especially as some of the cars that are in the back are still some of the fastest drivers. So they will be catching up soon. But meanwhile, for the lead, Arizona side by side. A reminder, we got 15 cuts till there's penalties, so that's one for every lap. As long as you could try not to get one cut per lap, you should be good. Air's off to a lead. We haven't seen her win a race in a little bit of a while. She's obviously got a big target on her. There's Shuffle side by side, Blue Sonic Gen, Jackro PC might be able to try to collect it from the rear. Let's see what Shuffle's doing here. We make our way down into the front straight. As Eris will lead off on the first lap. She's got about 0.3 of a second from the second place spot. That was a great exit by Eris Netta. Eris has been on the track throughout the weekend, so she has a lot of experience. Despite not showing up to practice, she does have a pretty good understanding how this track has been running in the past couple of races. Very different car, but it helps nonetheless. Jackpot PC getting close in on by Blue Sonic Gen. Just as much as he's close. Oh, Blue Gen's going to tap the wall. Now we have a disconnect somewhere. I think that is Shive. If Shive's car is on track, let me know if he's pulled it in. Shive is complaining about lag. He's pulled off. I don't know if he's
pulled it in, yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Unfortunate to see. He had a very good car from the start of the race, but it seems like performance has just been starting to fall off. I'm going to clear his car out so there's less lag. So, I'm going to delete his car. So we are now down to a 5-car field. Blue Sonic Gen and Jack Pro PC pretty much within a car length of each other. Eris is going to cut a little bit. Didn't seem intentional because it didn't seem to help her at all. Just a bit of a mistake with her calculations. Very abnormal track, and there's another one for her. Jack Pro PC starting to close in on the 45. Here they are, side by side for the lead, but Eris is going to get the run off the exit. Now down the back straight into the hairpin. Eris doing a good job trying to hold off Jack Pro as much as she can, but that 66 machine right behind her. The 57 also just behind them. Now to turn number 1 we go. Eris is going to run a little bit wide. Jack Pro PC trying to see where he can find something. Eris is going to go wide through the hairpin. Now here's a battle. 3 cars for the lead. Blue Gen just in the back of it. Eris now still holding off from Jack Pro PC, but all of them separated by only a second. Shuffled not too far behind either. There's an aggressive move by Jack Pro PC to get ahead of Eris Netta, and it is going to work. Now make our way down the hill into the oval turn. And that was a great way to take it by Blue Gen. He's going to slap the wall ever so slightly. Jack Pro also scrubbing it. Eris Netta closing in on Jack Pro PC, looking to go side by side, but she's going to back off a little bit under braking. Runs wide, so does Blue. Not to either of their advantage. Jack Pro PC with the exit onto the front stretch. Only 1 car length separating our leaders from each other, but Eris Netta is starting to close in on the 66. Right there on the diffuser. Into turn 1, who's going to be more aggressive onto those brakes? Eris Netta's going to go a little bit on the outside. Side by side for the lead. She takes a high line on the outside. Jack Pro tight. It seems to work in favor of Jack Pro, but Eris Netta's still right there. So our leaders are about to make their way through the first third of the race as we cross the next time by. We'll be seeing the cross flags in just a couple of laps. As that was a great way for Jack Pro PC to take the S's. He's gone very far ahead, in about 3 car lengths over Arisneta. Air's still not out of the fight though, neither is Blue Gen. And I think actually another person joining might be Shuffle soon if things go right for him. Seems to be closing in on Blue here. Check the timing board, and Blue Gen has faltered a little bit this lap. It actually looks really good for Shuffle, so you might be seeing faster laps on his favor. Hasn't gained much though. So we're now 1/3 of the way through the race. Getting all of our leaders just in a good shot together. We're gonna try to get the shot for this race. Field is kind of spread out. We're watching Jack Pro PC closing off a pretty good. He's making himself a pretty good gap here. Now making his way onto the front stretch. Again, still holding off that 45. There's had led a good chunk of the race up to this point. Or the last couple of laps have turned in favor of Jack Pro. Jack Pro was a bit at the start, a bit behind. He had a very bad start, but he's just been closing more and more laps, just going faster and faster. Arisneta, meanwhile, though, has taken the top time, but Jack Pro with a purple sector 2, so the difference between them, very minimal. But Aris is going to get a little bit of a wiggle out of her car. Her car gets very loose, as Jack Pro takes an unorthodox tight line. It's not going to go in favor of him. Here's Arisneta, closing down the gap to just about 2 car lengths. At 45, really wanting to get a win. He takes a tight line down to the apron. We see those types of things so primarily on ovals, but we got one of those here on the Bates turn. It's a very interesting corner. A lot of drivers like it. We saw it mess up Giram in the last Rodsmod race when we ran here. Here's Eris with a good-looking run, only about a car length separating our leaders. She's been closing that gap down little by little, as much as she physically can. You can hear a medial passing underneath the bridge. Meanwhile, the leaders cross the line. Next time by, we'll see the cross flags halfway point. There's falters a little bit to the outside, but now makes a dive bomb move to the inside. Here we go, side by side for the lead. And Jack Pro's going to take the tighter line. Arisneta just behind once again, but she's still right there. Any mistake by Jack Pro PC could mean it for the lead. We now make our way through the S's, looking pretty good for our 2 leaders, but Eris gets a little bit of a loose flick there. Loses her speed that she's built up, but she's not quite out of it. Holding off second place pretty well. She takes a tight line. Jack Pro around the outside. Eris took a pretty good line there, judging by how that looks between the gap. Here we are for the lead into the breaking point. Side by side for the lead. Eris is going to take the wider line and crossover move for position. Arisneta now at the helm. But Jack Pro PC is still there, right on her rear bumper. Anything here could change. Even a mere mess up of your shifting can make the difference by the end of the straightaway. But Arisneta is pretty good about how she does her shifts. Now we're in the breaking point. She goes very aggressively onto her brakes, a little bit late onto them, but that doesn't hurt her at all. However, the line through the edge of the hairpin does. Here, side by side for the lead for just a moment. Blue Sonic Jed also potentially in the midst to make this a 3-way mix-up. Side by side still for the lead into the S's, but Eris is going to carry the speed for now. But Jack Pro PC gets the exit. How about Arisnetta? Can she fight back? Jack Pro PC currently taking the lead again, but Arisnetta is still in position to make things turn around. She's going to go into the apron through the sweeper, but does not carry the speed on the exit. Could this be a turn just like Zandvoort's very interesting corner, the banked one, where taking the outside could come to some advantage? Not quite sure, but despite what it is, our three leaders all very close to each other. Blue Jet has not really had a shot at the lead at this current time, but he's still just there. He's just closing in. Now we've gone past halfway point. Now we got 6 laps to go. As our three-way battle still going on. Eris is going to try to make a dive bomb. It's not going to work. Jack Pro PC holding off a very antsy 45. The 57 just behind. Going down the hill, back up and into the S as we go. Jack Pro PC still in first, but Arisnetta attacking the rear with any opportunity she gets. Now Jack Pro PC is going to get a little bit loose on that exit. It's not going to lose exactly a whole lot of speed, but Arisnetta might have an opportunity, but that was a great exit by Jack until he reaches the exit, scrubbing off on the grass, a bunch of speed. Arisnetta is looking at the rear wing into the hairpin now. It's all going to depend on your line. Up and down the drain pipe into the final turn we go. Side by side, but Eris is going to get the exit. But we're still side by side for the lead. It's all about the shifts at this current time. Both drivers jumping back and forth side by side for the lead. Jack Pro carrying a little bit more speed, it seems, by the end of the straight. So we got 5 laps to go. Still side by side, but Eris is going to try to make a move. But Jack Pro gets down through the inside, but Eris is going to take the wider line, trying to carry more speed than Jack Pro can. Into the little downhill right kink. I flipped at that corner before back in 2021 in the GTI race. It's been heavily modified, and the same thing should not happen again. But Eris is going to get loose. Jack Pro PC getting looser, but he will. He will be fighting his will, but he gets the move made. Arisnetta still trying to inch up anywhere she can. The two side by side for the lead. Blue Sonic Gen just a couple car lengths behind. As we start to see O'Madiel, they might fall a lap down. Has a three-way battle for the lead raging on. Jack Pro PC falls back. Eris with a very good lead for the time being. Blue Sonic Shed will take that second place. Thank you very much, sir. It's mine now. But Jack Pro PC is not done with it. Now into the first turn we go. Arisnetta having a lap car to go up against. She's going to take a wide exit. There could be some distraction off of that car. O'Madiel backs out of the way, lets the leaders by. Does not become a major distraction, although here we are, our 3 cars all very tight-knit and close up to each other. So the podium dash, I guess is what we're going to call this one, absolutely going off. Eris gets a bad exit. Here's Jack Pro, side by side for the lead. He's going to push up ahead into the banked turn, and onto the exit they go. A crossover move for position. Jack Pro PC trying to do what he can, but they're still side by side for the lead. All depends on this hairpin. Looks like Jack Pro PC is going to touch the wall ever so slightly. Arisnetta gets ahead. Jack Pro doesn't lose a lot. He's still in second, only about a car length behind. So it wasn't that bad of a exit. He's still in the fight. As this time by, we got 3 laps to go for our leaders. About a 10th separating the top 2. As there is O'Madiel, he's pulled through into the pit lane. Might be retiring. Or pulling out, we're not sure. If he's stuck there, it's not worthy of a caution. Jake, you could try to fix him. Might be leaving the game though. He might have just retired then. He probably retired. Arizona still holding off the lead of the Blue Sonic Gen and Jack Pro PC right behind her. Any major mistake can make things go quite a different way. That goes for all of our top 3 though. This time by, we got 2 laps to go for the leaders. Meanwhile, I must remind you, Blue Gen, our cut limit is 15, so if you get one more cut, that will be a 5-second penalty. You will get post-race. So however you finish, so you are going to be, you're going to want to focus on that one. We got 2 laps to go, so you should be okay if you can hold yourself together for the next 2, but just watch yourself. That could affect Blue Gen's race negatively, but we'll see. Can either one of these leaders mess up, and that could be it. But there's holding a good job against Jack Pro PC for the time being. Jack Pro PC. It's a pretty good breaking point over on Arizona. We make our way up the hill, so this time by the white flag in the air. This is how the race is going to end. And the field has made a bit of a spread for the time, although it's still close. There's having a 66 right on the rear. Going to be a desperate race to the finish for these two. And Blue Gen might be able to collect up the scraps if anything happens. We're making our way now into the S's. Arizona holding off the 66. She's pushing as hard as she physically can, desperate to get a win. Air's cleared through the banked left-hander. Now down into the back straight. It's only a couple more turns for Arizona into the preliminal turn. This is the one that's going to determine the exit. We make our way now into the final turn, a flat-out right-hander. It's all about the shifts at this point. And it looks like Aris has a good enough bet to hold off Jack Pro PC. How's their shifting going to be? They make it their way over to the line. Arisneta, with a couple car lengths, will win at Yekaterinburg. Second place going to Jack Pro PC. Third place to Blue Sonic Jet. If you guys can make your way to the carousel and to the victory podium over there, we now have Shuffle's going to take over a top 4, which will help him in the point standings against the missing twin turbo V6. So if we get our top 3 to the carousel, there is a podium up over there. So if we could get our top 3 to make their way over to the carousel, so we get this, so we get the photos as soon as we can. Again, we are in a bit of a time crunch, want to get our interviews, but meanwhile, Arisneta here with a victory. Would you like to do the interview as we're setting up the podium?
Did you say something?
Alright. Aris, that was a pretty great race for you today. I know when you normally get a win, over the last couple wins you have been getting, you've not been exactly happy. You've been considering them hollow wins, but I think today is anything but hollow. That was an absolute that was an absolute barn burner between you and Jack Pro. And even Blue Gen was also in the midst, could have turned things around. So what happened today?
Oh no, shit, fuck. No, it was. A lot of things happened.
Oh,
honestly, to be honest, a lot of things happened. I got in here in a practice. I really don't know how I pulled that off. I mean, I kind of found a groove easily in practice, or not. Well, I say practice, qualifying. I found a decent line rather easily in qualifying, and I just beat the shit out of it. I managed to somehow pull through. I noticed that I was falling back in my gearing half the time, especially on the main straight. Somehow, in some way, Jack Pro was able to pull away so much on the straight, like half the time. Like I tried optimizing my gears so I wouldn't lose speed on the uphill, but even then he would still end up pulling away from me like by the end and by turn one. It was really weird. It seemed to like stop happening closer to the end. So I guess that kind of helped. It was really fun though. The battle at the start. Um, no, I would love to know actually. I would love to know. You've been like fucking double clutching, not not double clutching like you should or something. I don't fucking know. Uh, just trying my best to stay flat out through the S's. Like that was a thing that I noticed that was kind of possible, so I tried to consistently do it as much as possible. It was a bit difficult, especially around the end because the pressure was really getting to me and I fucked up my line. Also, the car threw me into the corner cut for the first turn of the chicanes one time, and that made me lose a grand bit of time. Um, I really had to kind of like remember that the car is extremely twitchy and just kind of like work with that. But it was cool. It was entertaining. I had fun, I guess you could say. Um, everyone else did great. The battles were really fun. I enjoyed them thoroughly. Um, the track was cool, honestly. The sheer magnitude that the cars lost speed on the uphills, though, was really annoying. Especially on after like on the downhill thing after like before turn five, you would lose all of your speed when you went into the uphill for the chicanes. You would like bleed so much. So I was very inconsistently either running fifth, running sixth, depending on how I was able to do my approach for those turns because sometimes I would have enough speed, sometimes I wouldn't. It was just difficult. It was definitely something that took a lot of adapting to, for sure. Um, I couldn't say that it wasn't entertaining because it was very entertaining. I definitely enjoyed it thoroughly. Um, Shibe's lack of existence, despite how evil it might sound, was honestly a relief because he was
The
doing
threat.
really well. I
Yeah.
genuinely don't know what happened. He just kind of like went 9 seconds down and then died.
He had lag.
Ah, I see. Tragic. Like the spin from blue on qualifying was honestly heartbreaking to see. I was right behind him and I got to see it and I had front row seats and it broke my heart. I felt very upset at that very moment. But I'm glad that I was able to pull through and make it for once getting a win that was actually fought for instead of like Twin disconnecting on the last turn and like I don't know. I mean Twin wasn't even here.
No.
I feel like that's partially to thank because I for sure would not have made it through if it wasn't for Twin just not being here. I don't know. I also don't know what was going on with Shuffle because Shuffle's usually really good in the micros. Well, I mean, there could be new tune to blame. Honestly, could be anything. But like, everyone did great. Battles were fun. The practice wasn't fun because I wasn't there. And like, yeah, I don't got anything else to say.
If you could make something real quickly for Beige, he commented, I think, cheering for you in Chile.
Muchas gracias.
Okay. All right, thank you there, Eris. We're gonna take a podium shot very soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, shuffle. One. Okay,
Stop,
go.
get the fuck out of there!
That worked. Alright, thank you. We're going to move on to second place finisher Jack Pro PC. Last time you ran at this track, I think you had a very infamous incident involving corner cutting.
Maybe.
But today was a pretty clean race. Almost had it towards the end, but just ran a little bit short today. Still a very good battle between you, Eris, and Blue Gen. What moving on today?
I think honestly it was a technique battle more than anything. I'm gonna say how I did the thing on the uphill right now. There's like a very slight elevation difference between the asphalt and the grass, and if I caught my tire in it, it would give me more grip, which meant I could go up the hill faster.
Oh, fucker!
That is how I did it, yes.
Fair enough. Alright, so how was the track today?
It's always been the best track. It will continue to be the best track unless you, I don't know, like you put a giant wall in front of it or something. I don't know. It's great.
Oh, the stuff gonna put a giant wall in. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Alright. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you have to say? Or want to say in that case?
I think there was like one other difference. It was like Sector 1, Harris was always taking like a really wide line, and I always took a line that cut straight through the track and then like went 2 wheels off. I was trying to figure out which one worked there, and I think I had the better one, but it was just like, it was complicated. Every single thing, it was just like pure focus on finding another way to get an advantage, and Harris clearly found something I didn't.
Alright, so a little short, but there's a lot of races coming up in the next week, of course, but there is one more today, which is the Super Indies. You had a second place, I believe, in that race. Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you there. It might be a good race. See how that thing runs. But thank you there, Jack Pro PC. We're going to move on to Blue Sonic Gen, which we could either unmute you or use chat. I don't know which one you prefer this current time. I think you prefer chat still, but we'll leave you unmuted just in case. I'm pretty sure you can unmute yourself, though. I need to start thinking about my homework. Ask Jack where he was for the... Shit, I should have asked that. Okay. Blue Gen, have you... You can unmute yourself if you want, or you can use chat. We are doing a little bit of an interview, or you don't... Or if you don't want to, we don't have to, but... Alright, so... A little short, but still in the podium. A pretty good way to finish your race. Just about a second from Eris, I think, by the finish, but still very close. But something I think is you're probably gonna... You're glad it's over. Alright, so how did the race go on for you? And what went on today? Alright, so Blue Gen speaking here. My PC wasn't doing great. I got a huge lag spike at the start. So that's it for... That's, alright. That's probably what caused that little issue there when shuffle past a couple cars. Never really ran smoothly afterwards, so no pace. Lag spikes meant mistakes, which equaled corner cuts, and that's it. So, bit of a frustrating race, but still, despite the odds, a podium which will pay at the end of the year, or sometime whenever I get the payouts done. So, not the end of the world, but of course could have been better. I think it's probably how you're seeing it right now, and I totally understand that. There's a couple of people that seem to have some lag spikes. Shab was one of them. Alright. Blue Check goes, oh no, not sure if it was game related. I don't know, I mean, Shibe also had issues too, so... I don't know. Or PC has had a program opened. Ah. Alright. So that's about it. Alright, well thank you there, Blue Sonic Gen. Could have been better. There's still more races, of course, throughout the year. A lot more in this class. So we hope to see you around when you are. It's always nice to see you when you race in SLC. Again, this guy here is one in the 3rd season of SLC. Beat the hell out of me actually at it. Didn't even start in the first couple of races, so he had to make his way up and still ended up winning. So definitely one of the best drivers we've had in SLC. Hopefully things will go better in the future. We got Shuffle here though, so Shuffle here is the last interviewee before we move on to the Super Indy practice. So Shuffle here, bit of a, I think from your POV, a bit of a boring race. Not a lot for you, but just experience in the track and a bit of a points boost, of course, over Twin for pretty much everyone involved. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't really get my practice in, just like Aris, but Aris found the line way faster than me, and even when I found my line, I really couldn't keep it running consistently. I did a good lap once, and then never was able to replicate that. I was struggling all race. I don't really know what happened, or why I was so slow today, but I'm still getting some points against Twin, which is really helping me, because I need that, but it doesn't feel good finishing P4. I mean, it's not even that I finished P4, because finishing P4 against those drivers isn't really a thing to be ashamed of, but like finishing P4 but not being able to keep up with them for me is a bit of a bummer. So I don't really feel glad about this race, but still taking home some good points, and we'll forget about this one and on to the next one.
We got the Super Indy class up in about an hour. Practice starting in just a bit. You think anything might change there if you get a little practice in?
You know how my practice goes.
He's gonna be on the grind, folks. This guy's not gonna stop.
No.
Okay.
I will drive my laps. I will find the line, and then we'll be good to go. And maybe if we're lucky, Quinn doesn't show up, and we both gain some points on him, especially you, because you're in a tight battle with him for the championship. So yeah, this is how it goes. By the way, have you ever shown the... I know there's not a lot of viewers, but have you ever shown like the standings outside of Discord?
Not really, but we might as well if you want to, if you could post it.
The indie standings are in the
Race announcements?
race announcement somewhere. I gotta update the micros now, but the indie standings are...
Now we're gonna pop those up here on the stream as we close up the stream, of course, in just a bit. He's been doing a good job making the points standings for Super Indy to go by, but we only got that. Let's get that popped open here. So.
But yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll read them out for you. So current positions in the Super Indy class. We have Twin Turbo V6 about 3 points ahead of me currently, so very close standings between him. That's mainly because of Twin's activity. We haven't seen Twin today, so he might not show up. We'll see. Shuffle was in 3rd place with 126 points. He's gonna have to get a couple races to make up. Of course, the way the points work, it's starts with 20 for first and goes down 2 points for each position that you're down. And there's bonus points, so first place, so getting a quick time is 1 point and pole position is 2. And of course, if you DNF a race, that is 1, so that's why it looks like this currently. Eris is in 4th, Shibes in 5th, and the rest are mainly just people that have showed up to races, but I think Guillermo is a little bit off. Guillermo has a bit of an off. That's okay.
It might be. Okay, I will fix it.
That's okay. Alright, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna get on to Super Indy practice. Race starts in 1 hour, so hopefully we'll see you guys there. It's gonna be my onboard. Jake's gonna be hosting, hopefully. So, thank you for watching.
He's not in a voice chat anymore, but okay.